Welcome back to the channel, guys. Episode 30 of the Youth Academy Challenge. We just started a new season, and I also want to show you some updates with the club regarding players. Let's do it. It's our third season in Serie A then, and we're in 6th at the moment. There's played one more game than a couple of teams below us. I've just realised that Pisa, our rivals, our fierce rivals, are in 8th. Last season they were struggling, so I'm not a fan of that. They need to get further down that list. That would be really nice. I've also just noticed, which is crazy, I knew that Francesco Fino had scored a lot of goals, but I didn't know he was the top scorer in the division with 11. That's pretty mad. Also, even though we are 6th, I don't think we've played as well this season. I think this is probably our worst season performance-wise at the start of the season. If I look at the XG table, it should confirm that. Yeah, we should be 12th, but we're 6th. We've scored 11 more goals than we should have. We've conceded 8 less goals than we should have, and we've got 9 more points than we should have. Yeah, I guess Pisa's the same. Wow, Pisa, yeah. Pisa should be 16th, but they're 8th. That's mad. So, I do expect to drop down. That's just one of those things that's going to happen. We have also now got state-of-the-art training facilities and great youth facilities. So that keeps going up. I don't think we currently have a youth facilities underway. No, it's just building the stadium in a couple of seasons. I can't get another upgrade to the youth facilities until we go up to 4-star reputation, which actually isn't as far away as we actually as I thought it was. Pisa are still in front of us in terms of reputation, but we're only, who's the first 4-star team? There's only 2 4-star teams, Udinese and Bologna. So yeah, they're there. We're about, what's that, 6 teams off? We're in the middle of the pack for the 3.5-star teams, is what I'll say. So that's quite nice. First things first then, Ricardo Bolami. I didn't sell him. He's been fantastic at the start of this season. He's also becoming a really, really good player to the point where now I'm really, really sad that he's leaving. He came to me again saying that he wants to move to a bigger club. No one would bid for him. And then he also said 31 million is the valuation that he's put on himself. So I accepted that. Again, no one came in for him. I didn't transfer list him. I didn't really want the money. I wanted him to play. I don't know. I wanted sort of, I'm going to use this season. I don't need the money, basically. I don't need the money. He's almost certain to leave now. He hasn't said he's definitely leaving. But in about 2 weeks' time, when it enters 1st of January, I expect all these clubs here. I don't know why Hull and Burnley are there, but anyway, I fully expect as soon as 1st of January to hit, he accepts one of these offers. It would be nice to keep him. I don't think we can now. That's pretty nailed on, I think. He's a Wonderkid. He's our first ever Wonderkid, so I can tick that off on the bingo sheet as well, which is pretty nice. The reason why I kept him is because the second half of this season, once I find out what he's doing, I'm going to start blooding in one of the youngsters that came through to try and sort of push them through so they can start next season first team ready. Because Bonomi's just been getting better and better since like the start of the season. He's got a little bit worse recently, actually, but I don't know. I feel like every single time I click on him, he's got upward arrows and he's getting better and stuff. So yeah, his passes are up to 12 as well. His vision up to 17 now. He's just our first true wonder kid, and we're likely to lose him. Someone in the comments as well said that, can you loan him back? No, you can't. No, that classes as a transfer, so no, you can't. You can't loan anyone. You can't. Nothing. Once they're gone forever. Unfortunately, obviously, if we're still doing this safe when he's retired, which I hope we're not, but if we are, then I'll try and get him back as like a coach or something. But I don't sort of blame him for wanting to leave. He's a Livorno supporter, so I thought maybe we'd be able to keep him because of that. But he wants to move to a bigger club, and I don't really blame him. He's better. He's my best player by a distance. So our second best player is Andrea Rocky. This guy's absolutely flown in terms of development. He's now worth up to 39 million. I've now got him on a 3-year contract with an optional 3 years, so that's 6 years. When he turns 18 in March, I'm going to look to try and get that to a 5-year deal and another 3 on top. So I'm going to try and add an extra 2 years. I don't mind if I have to pay him 15 grand, 16 grand, double his pay. I'm not bothered. I need to lock this guy down. I need to start spending money now and locking players down to decent sized contracts, because this guy could definitely be on something like 40, 50k eventually because he's that good. He's just very good. He can play left back, centre back. I don't like his jumping reach. I keep saying that. I'm hoping it goes up. He's still only 17, nearly 18. So that can still got time to go up. But everything else, he's our second best player now. He's very, very good. So our defence has gone from being one of the weakest parts of our team to potentially our strongest, which is crazy. Matthias Vangioni is now worth between 5.8 million and 8.8 million. He's 17, again, nearly 18. He's played every single match this season and he's scored 6 goals in 17 games, which is really nice. That's more than Vantagiato was scoring. This guy has got an eye for goal. 15 off the ball helps him a lot. He's obviously got the acceleration, the pace, the agility, the flair, the dribbling, the technique. I'm going to try and give him runs with ball often as a trait as well at the end of this season. His forward vision is a little bit low for the winger because I'm thinking maybe if he comes inside or goes down the wing and looks to pass it, his vision's a little bit low. So I'm wondering if eventually he's going to be a striker in a 2-striker formation. That would be quite nice because he's got good off the ball, good pace, etc. Again, if we go to the 3 at the back, we might have 2 up front. We'll see. I'm not sure yet exactly. This next group of intakes, so the one we just had, once those players sort of break out and we see who's becoming good, that'll probably change the formation because the formation does need to change eventually. We can't keep doing this basketball end to end. It's working right now because teams are not really respecting us. Really, they're sort of seeing us as media prediction. I think it's 19th. Pretty sure. Yeah, so they're looking at us as a prediction of 19th. So they're attacking us really, really high up the pitch, which is not good for them because we've got players that can hurt them. So just a quick one on Nasri as well. It's probably going to be the last update on Nasri. I think this guy's going to be as good as he can be. I think there's a little bit more we can get out of him. His tackling has gone down to 16 now. I'm not sure if that's because tackling had to go down to sort of upgrade other areas. That's a sure sign that he's close to his potential. It has gone down to like 4.5 stars now. That's absolutely fine. He's a good Serie B player. That's really good for me. I don't mind that. Eventually, if we can get him as a backup right back in Serie A, I'm absolutely loving that. There's no problem with that because he can play sort of the against the teams that are like lower in the league or against like teams that are easier to win when we get in the Champions League. I'm looking into the future now when this guy's 24, 25 and we're hopefully in the Champions League. It'd be nice to have him as a backup. Probably going to be the last update, like I said, because I don't think he's going to get much better. If he does, obviously I'll show you guys. Daniele Rai that came through a couple of years back. Now, it looks like he's getting worse at the moment. It's because I've not really played him. I played him in one game in Serie A and he got a 7 rating. I'm wanting to try and get this guy in now. I think he's got better potential than Gardini and Zanotti. So I think this guy could be special. So I'm going to try and give this guy more game time from now to the end of the season. He's going to be hopefully a breakthrough. At the end of the season, when the intake comes, this guy should look a lot better than this, hopefully. He keeps getting capped under 18s. Keep getting messages saying that he could become a lot better than Zanotti and Gardini. So I think this guy is a ceiling raiser, a level raiser for us. It's just he's sort of not got game time, so obviously we're not seeing it right now. His physicals are very, very good for 17 years old, and he's only 16. He's only 17 and a half as well. He's 18 at the end of the season, which is quite nice. So we're going to give him more game time. I'm thinking about maybe dropping Gardini. So he can play as right-sided centre-back and Gardini can sort of like sit on the bench because anyone gets tired across the back 4, he can jump in there because Gardini can obviously play anywhere. But Renai, I've got big hopes for. I've promoted him to the first team as well, so we'll see how he gets on. So Eduardo Rocky then is the guy that I'm looking to try and bring in to that centre midfield attack position. Eventually, I probably want him to play as a shadow striker. We'll see, but for now, basically because he can't tackle or mark. I don't really want him in central midfield. I don't mind him in attacking midfield where he's got good flair, teamwork, etc. But in central midfield with 5 tackling, 6 marking and 3 strength, he's going to struggle a little bit in there. But for now, centre midfield attack, instead of Bonomi, I'm going to be playing him in a few games, especially when we're safe. I'm just going to throw him in, especially by if that point Bonomi's leaving and he's agreed to move. I'll just take him out the first 11 because there's no point in him playing. I might as well plan for him not being here because he's not going to be here. So I don't care about the final finish in the season unless we're close to Europe. If we're close to Europe, I might keep Bonomi playing because Europe will give us a big rep boost and that's good for us. But if we're looking like mid-table again, Bonomi will come out and Rocky will play as centre midfield attack because this guy, I'm hoping, will sort of explode with game time and then he can start next season. And then by this time next season, he can be well in there. Obviously not as good as Bonomi, but you never know. Eventually, he could be. We don't know, do we? Tommaso Pousse next then. He can play centre attacking midfield, striker and right wing. He's getting a little bit better. He's still got 5-star potential, which is nice. A few of the players that came through in the last intake have dropped to 4.5. He hasn't. There's a few that haven't, a few that have. I think about 3 or 4 have dropped to 4.5, but 4 or 5 stayed at 5, which is fantastic. Still elite talents anyway. 4.5 star potential is still really good for us, no problem. But yeah, look at this guy's got some good attributes. I like his physicals, so he can sort of handle himself in the men's game. 14 finishing, 14 passing, 13 technique. He's very similar to Vangioni on the right wing. So I'm not sure where this guy eventually might end up going shadow striker for Fino. I'm going to try and oust a few players out, a few of the older players like Gago. Not yet, obviously, but they're sort of hit their level. If we can manage to have those guys as backup players, that would be amazing. Because Fino, as you can see, as I start the video, he's actually our top scorer. He's top scorer in Serie A, which is amazing, especially as he's not a striker. So yeah, this guy I'm looking to give some game time to as well at the second half of this season. Nicolo Leon then. This guy got an injury, a sprained knee ligament. I brought him off the bench in Serie A twice. He got an injury after he came on the pitch, which was annoying. But this guy, I think, is the star of the current under-18 team. He's been capped at the under-19 level at 16 years old. He's only just turned 16 as well, 6 days ago there. So he's literally fresh into 16. He's not even close to 17 yet, which is even really, it's so much better. He's got 13 jumping as well. I don't think he's ever going to be rapid, so I'm not sure what to do with this guy. This guy might end up being the shadow striker because I don't think he's quick enough to be on the wing or quick enough to be up front. So this guy actually might end up being the shadow striker, and then the guy we've just seen, Puce, or is it Puce? I don't know how you say it. He can end up being striker because Flauto, as good as Flauto is playing, well, I say he's playing well. He's not really. He's a bit inconsistent. He's scoring goals. I do think that Leone and Puce are ceiling raisers again because Flauto is as good as he's ever going to be. So we do need to sort of try and change the team a little bit to get these guys in because I think these new era, I'm going to call them new era players. These guys now are looking like they've got much higher potential than the previous guys. We sort of had to with Gargiulo, Fino, Flauto, Fantagiato, etc. All those guys, we had to sort of really max out their full potential. And even at their full potential, they're just okay. They're not going to really take us into Europe. So these new guys, hopefully, are gonna. And this guy, can you imagine having this guy at 16 previous seasons? It wasn't going to happen, was it? He'd be our best player. So you can tell that the difference now with our facilities being upgraded. So this guy is our hot prospect as well at the club, it says. Pretty certain. There we go. You can see that. Yeah, you can. I also promoted Bonomi to vice captain, hoping it would maybe make him stay. It hasn't worked so far, but yeah, Leone is one of the guys that's looking really, really good. When he comes back from his injury, he's going to be playing more and more as well. We're about to play Ancona the day after this, but the intake preview message did come up, so we're going to have to show you that. I've obviously not seen it just yet. I'm hoping it's really good again. Another really good intake would help us out so much because then we're going to have a lot of players in a lot of positions that are going to have good potential and the future looks really bright. And then hopefully, Bonomi, when he leaves, if he leaves, which is looking likely, 80-20, in fact 90-10 he's leaving, he'll be sort of like a memory. A nice memory, but a memory sort of like we don't need him as much because we've got these new guys in. So let's have a look at the preview then. Please be very good. It does look very good again. Really good. 3 A's, a striker that could be considered a fine prospect. Centre midfielder's not great. I wanted a right fullback. I wanted a right fullback and a left fullback. Especially like wing backs rather than defensive fullbacks. Nasri's a very good defender. Rocky's a very good left back. But I want wing backs. If we're going to go to that 3 at the back, at the moment, I don't have wing backs that can go forward. In the 3 at the back formation, you need them to be really attacking, really good on the ball. So at the moment, that's what's stopping me from going to 3 at the back. But wide midfielders, at least one of our wide midfielders looks great, which is really good. One of those could be retrained to fullback, to wing back, sorry. There are a minimum of 2 centre-backs. Again, we're getting centre-back, centre-back, centre-backs. I don't think I'm going to have a choice soon. I'm going to have to go 3 at the back if I wanted to get the most out of these guys. Maybe I could retrain one of these centre-backs to defensive midfield and then change formation. I'm not sure. Maybe we could have 3 at the back and then defensive midfielder, 2 centre midfielders, wing backs, and 2 strikers maybe. I'm not entirely certain yet what I want to do. And a goalkeeper as well. That's not bad. I don't mind having another goalkeeper. A really good goalkeeper would help us out, especially like a Donnarumma style, really good, really young. That would be nice. I'd just throw him straight in, to be quite honest, because Bianco's not going to get any better. So a good goalkeeper, even if he looks half decent for Serie A, I'll just throw him in, no problem. I also want to mention this really quick. I forgot to mention it, and I just remembered it like earlier, that Alex Gisti actually won the European Golden Boy last season, with 16 goals and 14 assists in 39 games from left wing. It was very deserved from him, but I, for some reason, forgot. I was really excited with the preview and the intake. It just sort of got lost in there. But yeah, Alex Gisti won the European Golden Boy, which is really, really good. I'm just going to show you him really quick. I don't think he's going to get any better than this, but I am considering moving him back to striker. I think Gisti up front, especially if we can get one of those youngsters on the left wing, like Puce, I don't know how you say his name. If we can get him on the left wing, drop Flauto and put Gisti back up front, I think Gisti scores a lot of goals just because of his attributes, his pace. Flauto hasn't really got pace and he's scoring a lot of goals. So I think Gisti might do some real damage in Serie A. He's not going to get any better than he is. He's on 18 grand a week. I've got him to a new 4-year deal, which is really, really good. He's a good Serie B player, could improve slightly, which is nice. He's wanted as well by a few a Qatari team and a Saudi Arabian team. He's not going anywhere. I'm not going to let him go, obviously. Hopefully, eventually, he's going to become backup. He's a really nice backup to have eventually, which would be really good. But yeah, Alex Gisti, providing really good value for us at the moment. So I am thinking about making a change though back to striker because he would be a 3.5-star striker. And Flauto, if I show you him really quick, as good as he's performing, he's not doing as well this season with 7 goals in 17. You can see, right, how Gisti's better as a striker. So Flauto would be a good option to come off the bench. His potential is, I think, honestly, we've got a lot out of him to the point where I think we've probably exhausted that. Don't think we're going to get much more out of it. So Flauto, I'm looking to drop him soon. I don't really like it because he was like he was sort of the guy that got us into Serie A, but you can't afford to be really, really loyal to some players on this save. You have to sort of keep moving on, and I think Gisti is going to be the best guy for this. So as soon as we're safe, or even maybe before that, Flauto's going to come off, Gisti's going to go up front, and I'm going to put one of the youngsters on the left wing. And hopefully we can see the emergence of a few new players for you guys to follow their careers. We also have an affiliate club as well. I made sure it was one of those that says that RFC Liège may send academy players to train at Livorno to gain experience. Livorno may benefit with some of these players coming through their youth team ranks. So we might see a few Belgian players come through, which would be really nice. I chose RFC Liège because they've got decent... They're only semi-pro, but they have 2.5-star reputation as a semi-pro team and also have exceptional academy coaching, good youth facilities. So we'll see if anything happens from that. But RFC Liège felt like a good choice. I didn't get to choose myself. They sort of came up and there was the best out of a bunch. Not a bad bunch, a bunch, like 5 teams. There was 2 Belgian teams. There was 2 Portuguese teams and I think a French team, and Liège was the best out of the lot. So we went with them. Also as well now, Gago is a legend, which is amazing. I'm not sure why he's a legend. I mean, I sort of am. He plays really well. I don't understand it. He's okay. He's not really a Serie A player to look at him. You'd probably say Serie B at absolute most. 2 goals, 5 assists, but he just plays well. He's our deep line playmaker. We get him the ball quite a lot, and he's just really good. He's not very good off the ball, like stamina-wise, strength-wise, stuff like that, but he just does the job. Again, he's on 25 grand a week now. I had to give him a new contract because he was running out. It's a 5-year deal. It's probably going to be his last contract that we give him. Because by the time he's 5 years' time, he's 31. Probably going to be like a 2.5-star, 2-star player once we've got the new players coming through. So I might keep him anyway until he's retired because I do want to eventually get him as a coach. I think that's going to be quite a cool thing to do. But I didn't really plan on showing him, but because I saw he was a legend and I thought I'd show you guys. But yeah, he's got some good attributes. He's mentally very, very good and very, very strong. Concentration a little bit low, but composure is really high. Decision making is really high. I think the decision making is the reason why he's so good because he makes the right decision almost every time. Like when my players give him the ball, I don't worry he's going to lose it in dangerous positions. So I think that helps us out quite a lot. So Gago is the highest paid player now as well. And he's the first legend of the save. So Gago will forever go down in the Youth Only Hall of Fame for us. So when we do our next Youth Only save, I'm not sure if we do it this season, this FM or next FM, depends on when we get this one done. Gago, I will sort of make like a Hall of Fame chart and you guys can decide who you think is going to get into the Hall of Fame, etc. And it'd be quite a nice thing to carry on over the seasons on FM and we can look back sort of thing. So that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like on the video. It helps me out so much. It pushes the videos to the top so more people can enjoy it, more people can view it, and we can get more conversations in the comments. Leave a subscription on the channel as well. That would be absolutely fantastic. And until next time, as always, I'll catch you then. Goodbye.